The world wants me, and the feeling is always bootleg. Hey, Scarlett!
Hi, Yuha.
It's really late at night in NYC. We both just finished a viewing party, and if our makeup are a little bit busted, please excuse us, okay?
Oh my god, is my makeup busted? Well, I did put a bang on.
Me too, girl. It's been a very long night, girl. That is a drag queen tip. If everything is f***ed up and your makeup is cracked, just put a bang on. It hides everything. I know, girl, look at this. What the f*** is this? What the f*** is this?
Oh my god, wait, hold on, let me do mine. Mine looks pretty good still.
Bootleg opinions.
This video is sponsored by Backstage, an app created to support creators like me by viewers like you.
What is that?
It is absolutely free to join, and here's how it works. You can be part of the Yuhua army to help share links, be interactive in the polls, be in the creative process for future videos, and for every interaction you have, such as commenting, liking, participation in polls, and sharing my video links, you will win some coins. And the more coins you win, the more exclusive you have for accessing behind the scenes.
I'm gonna sign up right now.
Again, it is free to join, and when you join, you're given a bunch of coins to spend already.
That's so cool!
So go to the link below and join the Yuhua army on Backstage and get all the access to behind the scenes with me. Long time no see, you've been booked and blessed, and of course we all know that your elimination was very unfair in your season, but you know one thing that you did is you went out there and you did your thing and you made everyone so proud of you.
Well, first of all, Yuha, I want to say thank you for having me. You were so kind to me. For anyone who doesn't know, I watched the bootlegs, okay?
You watched the bootleg.
I watched your show. I love what you have to say. I love that you have these photoshopped images that you do where like you would do things differently. Like you really care about the girls. You have great things to say. You're entertaining and you were always just really kind to me and thank you. And it was just so sweet.
And now you're feeling forced to be here.
No, I do not feel forced to be here. I feel honored to be here. It's also such a big night, girl. This is finale night. Are you kidding me?
But first of all, it started off with Michelle and of course RuPaul looking glamorous. What do you think about the performances from each girl?
I think it was a cool thing that they did. I mean, I've been lucky enough to be front row for this, like in person. I think it gives more control to the girls and more freedom to the girls. Like they've worked their whole lives for this one moment and it's so much easier to show who you are when it's your creative decisions.
I think the costume-wise, I think they had control of that for sure.
Right.
Going into the finale, I had a feeling that it was gonna be Lady Camden or Willow Pill. Willow Pill because she has the most followers, fan favorite frontrunner, and I don't think that Drag Race is stupid to not put her in the top 2. And then of course, Lady Camden because she has the best track record of everyone.
And those are who they were. That's what happened. I will say I was really impressed with Daya. I loved like this moth crazy costume. I think that might have been my favorite costume actually. Like all these crazy tentacles like bouncing around in these weird ways.
Oh, it was beautiful. I loved it. And I also want to give a shout out to Drag Race for giving a shout out to Larry and representing us, and we bow down to you, Larry.
Thank you, Larry. I've also been lucky enough to meet Larry. What an icon. It's so exciting. I mean, also the Tina Turner impersonator of the world. That was such a huge facet of drag.
And as a whole, as the reunion, I really loved it because the performances were great, especially when they did the group number with like the girls from Vegas. It was really amazing with the choreography. Everybody brought it 100%.
Amazing.
Now, was this the Miss Congeniality that you expected? Cornbread won, congratulations.
Congratulations to Cornbread. The Miss Congeniality for my season was Nina West, and she was just like, honestly, just like really like not confrontational and so sweet. And it's so funny because I feel like Cornbread does not shy away from confrontation online, which I love to see in a Miss Congeniality. You know, you don't have to just be like, you know, sweet to be around. You can still like have to say and have real things to talk about, but like I guess do it in a way that is congenial, in a way that people like enjoy hearing it from you. And I think that's what she does.
But honestly, based on what they showed, I thought it was gonna be Carrie or Deja. But again, we don't know what happens behind the scene.
Absolutely, I would have loved to see Carrie take it too, but also let's talk about how much money they're all winning. Congeniality is like $10,000 for Miss Congeniality?
About time, y'all.
You know, I'd be a lot nicer.
But seriously, about time, y'all. The last time that they upped the prize money was season 4. Think about it, inflation. Girls are going into the show spending more money than forever.
It's true.
Right?
It's true.
And then when they come out, they have a depth. It's like going to college and then you have a depth. So like, I just feel like it's about time. And honestly, I don't even think $150,000 is even enough. Sorry. Do you?
No, of course not. If you're gonna ask me if I think it should be more money, absolutely, it should always be more money. But honestly, $50,000 extra dollars to the dolls is gonna make a big difference. I think we should raise it every year. More money.
You know the song, More Money, More Problems?
Yeah, it's very that. But also, like, I'd rather have more problems and more money, right?
Same here, girl. I would rather cry in a condo than cry in my car where I'm sleeping, girl.
Do you want to come over, sweetie? Do you need somewhere to stay? You can come over. You're in Manhattan, right? I'm over in Brooklyn, but you can still come over. I mean, it's not that far.
I'll bring my passport, because we all know how far that is. I have to cross a river. I have to go through TSA. And I want to give a huge shout out to the regulars that come to the viewing parties every Friday. Thank you for the beautiful flowers, even though I know they'll die. And this little gift bag for $100. Thank you so much. Mwah. So we first up have a June Jambalaya, complete glow up, looking gorgeous as if she's the Real Housewives. I love this big silhouette and this proof that she has at the bottom. Enough fabric, and the makeup, of course, as always, beautiful. The only thing I kind of wish she did was an open-toe shoe. I wish the open-toe shoe because I just feel like she's very covered up everywhere, all the way up to her neck. The only thing that we really see exposed are her little dainty fingers. So maybe like an open-toe shoe would have been really sexy. But nonetheless, beautiful.
The hair is stunning. I know we're not here to talk about the hair, but it's so good. It's so hard to wear long hair with sequin, first of all, so you know it's human, because it's not getting caught up in this. I wanted to point out that the nude matches perfectly with her skin tone. It's a very difficult thing to do. You have to layer certain things, and I think this is perfectly matched.
Yeah, we don't really see the underneath corset and the padding as well, so good job.
So Alyssa Hunter is looking stunning. Is it her? Is she the drama? I think she's the drama, honey.
I think she's the trade and the drama.
I honestly love this look. You know, I have to give it up for a villain. I love a villain, and this is giving me villain energy. It looks a little bit top heavy, and I think maybe she could have done without the fan. I mean, I love that it's like got the feathers in it. It's all very thought out. And the fan kind of mimics the same shape behind her, which is nice. But I do think that it's distracting me. It's like there's always so much going on. And I made that mistake on season 11 where I like walked in with this fan and I just like was feeling my fantasy and I was like, why do I have this fan? This is taking away. We see the fan before we see her. It's like, why is she holding the fan out?
I actually don't mind the fan. The only thing that was off to me was that yellow piece to the side. I just felt like it was a little bit random. I could have done without it, but I love this look. I love the feathers. It's a very mythical creature, as if she's from like paradise, but the evil side of paradise. I love this dark makeup she's doing. And of course, the fan is matching the material on the dress. I think she looks fabulous in this.
See, I love the yellow. It's honestly not a yellow. I think it's more of a green. It's like a chartreuse. And I think that the look is so dark and it's so heavy that it needs this like pop of like fun, gorgeous, light-hearted chartreuse. One of my absolute favorite colors in the entire world is chartreuse.
So I guess that we've all concluded that it was one thing too extra. For you, it was the fan, and for me, it was that piece of fabric to the side. And that's okay, and that's what makes Bootleg Opinions fabulous, because we can have different opinions and we can still be friends the next day, right?
Absolutely.
Next up is Cornbread, and she's giving you Beauty and the Beast at the same time. Wow, this is so phenomenal for Cornbread, this makeup. We've never really seen it on her. This hair with the horns, gorgeous. Of course, she's not giving us flat wigs anymore. Applause. And the silhouette with the dress proportionalizing out with her body, beautiful. And this rose, mama, beautiful, large and in charge, and it really makes a statement together. I love this look on her.
I can't agree more. I mean, talk about proportionizing, right? I mean, that's not really what they meant, I think, when they were talking about proportionizing, but like a giant flower like that will do the same thing. I love the prosthetic work. I think it's really cool. I love when the girls go all out with the prosthetics. It's really hard to do something like this without feeling kind of costumey and cosplay, and it still feels kind of fashionable and fun.
And you pointed out something fabulous too, which I didn't think about, was that it doesn't look costumey, because we've seen a lot of interpretations of Belle, and I think that she serves it in a way that is fashion and drag and elevated. Because of material-wise, I mean, just look at that fabric. It's not cheap looking, and that sheer material with the stones, beautiful. It's just done well, you know?
Yeah, the shape is fabulous. Here we have Orion Story, who is one of my favorites from the season. I haven't met her yet, but I am a big fan. I love that she made this herself, which is a big deal. She did. She makes, I think, most of what she wears. Ooh. So she's like, I guess, puppeteering this puppet all night, which is kind of fun. I want to know if she got a +1. Like, is the puppet sitting, is it like a dragon?
This look kind of reminds me of Maddie Morphosis' reveal look, the same pattern, except here it's stoned. I want to see maybe a different lining with this.
Yeah, I don't love the lining, but I will say it is really nice that it matches the background of this particular photo. At least it's lined. We'll give her props, because a lot of the time the girls be out here with a slit that they're not lining. That's a thing that I've been noticing.
So in the words of Scarlett's Envy, she wore the backdrop as her lining.
Also, like, yeah, I would say it's your big moment. To bring on a guest star that's competing with you is a bold choice, and that's what she's done here, is she's like brought this giant dragon puppet that like is competing with her. But again, I think it's so cool to know that she made it. Also a cool jumping off point for her. Maybe she's a puppet designer.
She's gonna put James Mansfield out of work, baby. The next thing that I want to point out that I wish she'd have done differently was the hair, because it kind of kept interfering. I want to see hair up, something more sculpted. It just kind of blended into the puppet. But not a bad look. It's still an elevated look for Orion. Next up is Maddie Morphosis, an elevated look for Maddie as well. Material-wise, I think she could have done a different material because it does seem like very costumey for me. It just seems like fabric with stones stuck on them. And the next thing that I want to point out is the top part. It seemed like she wore a breastplate and then the top didn't fit, and that's why she had it all the way open, all the way to the bottom. But if she wants to make it seem like it was done on purpose, then I would say up even more a little bit. Just a little reveal of the bra. Because it seemed like right now the breastplate and the bra is too big, it doesn't fit. And now she has no choice but to all the way down there. But it is beautiful. I think the back of the cape was the main statement. The front was like, not really there. Because when she turns around, we see all the details of the stones. Wow, beautiful.
I love Elvis, first of all. I think it's really a great idea to reference Viva Las Vegas. Maybe I'm not looking at the details, but you're right, it does maybe look like she actually couldn't close it even if she wanted to. Which is honestly the same problem I'm having with my titties right now.
Now, I think it also doesn't really fit because if you look at the sides, it just looks very scrunched up. It doesn't seem like it was made for the breastplate. If it's open, we would have seen more of the details, not scrunched up over here.
You're absolutely right. But do you like Elvis?
I'm okay with Elvis.
Okay.
I'm okay with Elvis.
Okay. Fair enough, Yuha. Next we have Kerri Colby, looking stunning in one of my all-time favorite colors, gold. Really just like can run with a fun, silly, viral meme and make a moment out of it. I think it shows her fashion sense. I think this shows her personality. I think this shows her sense of humor. I think it also signifies her strength, how she has been able to be this incredible warrior of a trans woman on this season. I will say that like it's a lot of lining. She could have had like a lighter fabric.
I love when she did 1, 2, 3, 4 on the finale. I kind of wish that the show showed more of her outfit when she was walking down, because when we saw Kerri, she already dropped the cape already, right? So I actually wish that they show more of her actually with the cape. I understand what you mean about the lining. I didn't even notice it too until you pointed it out, that it should have been a lighter fabric. It's okay with the lame fabric at the top, but the lining should have been a thinner fabric. Then it would have looked less heavy. I think she looks fantastic in this, and congratulations, Kerri. You have changed lives for many people out there.
Congratulations to all these queens, of course. I mean, we're nitpicking to the point where, like, these are finale looks. These are gorgeous looks that these girls have invested in, that they have worked towards. You know from being on the show that, like, the finale and the reunion specifically are opportunities to show your growth and, you know, revisit the audience.
I don't know what show you've been watching, but I'm still waiting to get on Drag Race, girl. Put in a work to RuPaul for me, okay?
Your looks for the reunions and finales are iconic.
Your finale look for season 11 was iconic too, girl.
Thank you.
Next up is Jorgeous looking Vegas The glistening fringe from the hair, to the body, to the arms, around the hips, and the matching shoes. But, is this a finale look though? I'm not so sure. A little bit simple for me, but it's gorgeous. What are your thoughts?
Well, I will say that the beaded fringe looks really expensive. I like that, again, it's in Vegas, so the same thing that Maddie did. I don't know, I think you're right. It is a bit. You're right. I don't know. I'm a sucker for a gown. And by that I mean I will suck for good gowns.
Are you trying to advertise your service right now on Bootleg Onions?
Oh my gosh, no!
You are dressed in business, executive realness, girl. She's working and advertising at the same time.
I'm definitely not being a business lady. Honestly, the mug speaks for itself, and live it up. Viva Las Vegas, baby. Up next is our New York City sister, Miss Jasmine Kennedy, the only girl from New York on her season. Stunning. She could split this wig in half, and she could give you half of it, and she'd give me half of it, and she'd still have some left over.
Yeah, I think so too. When she did that swing walking down the finale, beautiful.
Stunts.
I love this outfit on her. I love the feathers on the slit. The only thing though I want her to do is to match the skin tone of the Nude Illusion. It was too light on her. I would say for something like this, maybe mesh, so that it can still see through, but still connect the clutch neckline down. That's all. Beautiful nonetheless. This is very classic drag, and I live for it.
I will say I agree with you regarding the Nude Illusion, which I mentioned earlier. It's just so hard to get a Nude Illusion to match. Like, you really have to layer fabrics on top of each other. Maybe she went tanning the day before. But if you're gonna have a panel like that right in the middle, it should definitely match exactly.
Next up is Deja Skye. It's a reference to Sandra Bullock. I give it a pass. But do I like this look? Not really. I mean, I understand it's a reference, but I didn't even like it when Sandra Bullock wore it. But I don't want to take away from the point that it's a really well-made outfit. It fits her beautifully. The Nude Illusion matches her. Everything matches to the reference, right? But again, like I said, I didn't even like it on Sandra, so I don't think I'm gonna like it here.
I kind of agree with you. I give it a pass. I think it's more fun. Honestly, it's more exciting. I mean, Georges did kind of a similar like Vegas showgirl thing without the reference, which I think this is actually stronger with the reference than like just to show up showgirl with no reference.
Yeah, same here. I agree with you on that.
I mean,
you don't like it. It's okay to say it.
I don't know how I feel about it.
Nobody's gonna kill you.
The thing is I like the colors. I like the pink and the yellow together. I wore that literally walking in for All Stars. I think it would have been so fun if she won Miss Congeniality in this look. That would have been iconic.
It's really well made, you know.
It is really well made.
No shade. It's really well made.
Next up we have Angeria Paris Van Michaels.
Ooh, stunning, stunning, stunning.
Over the top. Love it. Talk about a tall drink of water. You are the queen, right? It's the moment. It's your moment. Also, feathers.
I love it, baby. She's got those feathers all the way to the sky. This is almost like a skyline. She looks like a building, and I love. And when she was walking down the finale, it really makes a statement. This is how you come to a finale. Beautiful. I have nothing bad to say about it. And the layers of the gradient colors of the feathers from the bottom, from dark to light, and the straps that she's wearing for the backpack piece blends into the outfit. Because sometimes when you're wearing a backpack piece with like feathers and whatnot, it really stands out strikingly that you're wearing a backpack piece. But this, it seemed like it's almost like the trim of her Nude Illusion, that it blends in beautifully. And of course she got feathers at the top here as well on her head. Lovely. This is how you come to a finale.
I didn't think about it until you mentioned it, but yeah, it must be so heavy.
Oh baby. She was carrying the first half of the season and now she's carrying a backpack piece.
Is this what they mean when they say, oh, she was carrying?
Next up is Bosco, and she looks beautiful in this. I saw a tweet when somebody said, we've been waiting for this whole season, where has it been? And she was so smart, so funny, she said, I've been poor. And she's so right, because you need money to do Drag Race. And I think that after doing some shows, she shows up in what type of drag she is. Very demonish. She's got the wings in the back. And those feathers at the bottom, they just look like spikes. They're so bad and evil, and I love it. The trimming with the silver stones at the top, almost like fire, very evil and bad as well, very on brand with her. And of course, it cuts down with the slits in the middle as well. Very sexy, very her, very demon, very bad, but at the same time, it's gorgeous in fashion. And I love this hair color bouncing off of this blue. Lovely. Nothing bad to pick apart with this. This is next level drag.
Customized and beautiful. It looks like it's breathing. It looks like the wings should have veins in them. Feathers come out on her hips where she's definitely not wearing padding and she's not like all padded up like I am.
You pointed out something I didn't even notice. The veins to the wings. Stunning.
It just looks like they're like part of her, right? Like it's just like they're actually like...
They're growing out of her. They're part of her. It's not just a costume. She is the demon goddess. Lovely.
Creature, fashion, love it.
Yeah.
Ooh. Up next is Daya Betty in a gorgeous pink outfit. I think it's stunning. I think that the girls said feathers. Everyone said feathers.
Now Violet Chachki wore something similar in a different color. I love this collar around her. Oh my god. And this hat that's tipped and also with the feather coming out. And then this tail, a feather in the back. It's almost like she's got a literal tail. And the matching shoes, and the corset, the gloves. The only thing that I would change probably is the hair. It seems a little bit bunched up. Maybe like a slick back hair with like a little bun over here. I think that would have been enough. But nonetheless, she looks fabulous in this. She's got the wig like, you know, bunching up around her because of the collar.
I think it looks like it's a little heavy. It's like swallowing her a little bit. Like there's no waist, there's no body to it. Because you know that her waist is cinched and she's got this gorgeous shape under there, but the feathers are hitting like right in this moment where it's kind of just like not allowing us to even see the work that's gone on behind those feathers. Because that looks like a very detailed, incredible.
I think the feathers at the bottom should have been out, shooting out, instead of shooting into the corset.
Yeah, like instead of going down, it should have been out. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Either way, I mean, she looks stunning. I love the color on her. I'm gonna put my hand on my heart because, mama, this is not good. I gotta love Lady Camden, but I don't like this. There's just so many ideas, so many things going on. First of all, everybody came in ostrich feathers or marabou feathers, and she came here with chicken feathers. And then we got this long extension of the tail that's very thin. I know she's a horse, she's riding on a chariot, but it just seems like it's got wheeled, hot glued onto a corset. I'm not a big fan of it either, honestly, and I love Lady Camden. This look, however, is not it for me. I think that if she had replaced these feathers with the ponytail and then had like the ponytail coming from her head, would have made a lot more sense. I have to like take a moment.
You have to see what I'm seeing on my Zoom.
The wheels are not going the right way. It's like if the wheels were to be put down, like she would be driving sideways. Like she doesn't go this way, she goes this way, right? Like what is going on?
I kind of see where she's going, but the execution is not right. I would have done, like you said, the ponytail should have been at the top, and we can probably get rid of the feathers. I don't really care for the feathers. And also, I would have put the wheels maybe on her shoes, on her heels maybe? That would have been kind of cute. And the corset with those dangling things coming down was just very, you know, she made it in the workroom during a design challenge. The top piece of the corset and the wheels, you can tell they're really well made. It's just not the right size. The wheels should have been bigger. That feather was bigger than the wheels. Because it's about her entering the finale on wheels, right? On a chariot.
I mean, I guess, but I don't really even know. Like, is that what it's about? I don't know. I'm just confused. I don't understand. It's like she like didn't really commit to the horse. And like, I wish it was like a hooves on her feet and like...
Yeah, when you said that it seems like she's driving the opposite direction, all I can think of is her being a really bad driver.
Either way, I mean, I feel bad.
Yeah, why are they to the side? Where's she going?
I feel like we're really going in on her, but honestly, I just don't understand. The gold looks like it's kind of supposed to be like around the breast, but it's like really high. It's like on her clavicle instead of like where it should be like kind of swirling on the breast. And like there's no neck, there's nothing.
Yeah, it's just not Yeah, I don't understand it.
Oh, and now we have Willow Pill. By the way, congratulations on taking the crown. And I'm really happy about it. I think she looks stunning. I love this look. I think that it's a signature thing that she does with the long, long sleeve.
I like the feathers on the hair. I love that little curl of the feathers to the side as well. But from the bottom down, it seems like it's 75% done to me.
Oh, really?
I understand that it's done on purpose, right? To look incomplete. But I would like to see something on there look like it's done purposefully, so that it doesn't seem like it's all over. I like Willow Pill, it's just not the best for her. I feel like this look is like either you love it or you hate it, and for me, I just don't like it. It seems incomplete to me.
I love it. It gives me very Vivienne Westwood vibes with like how kind of deconstructed it is, with these like weird cutouts. I think it's super sexy, especially this little cutout right on her hip, like, ugh.
I like the cutout on the hip.
Kill me. I love it. Also, it's always flattering to show off this area, showcasing the décolletage in a way that I think is really rewarding. She can just put on a little bit of fabric and then it's just about the skin, right? It's about this glowing, moisturized, stunning skin. I would have loved to see an open toe shoe with this. I always love that if you have the option, if you're gonna be doing bare legs like this and your legs look this good, I just think it's like a little bit cuntier if you always like have your pedicure on display.
She said if I'm gonna show my pedicured toes with paint on them, I'm gonna charge extra. Not for free today, honey.
Yeah, $150,000 extra.
So who is your favorite look from out of all of these queens from the finale, Scarlett?
Willow Pill. It's just perfect.
For me, my top threes are Cornbread, Angeria, and Bosco. But I'm gonna give it to Bosco because I've never seen anything like this and she looks so good in it. And Scarlett, thank you so much for giving your bootleg opinions because we all know how busy of a girl you are.
Thank you for having me. You know, happy to be here at Bootleg.
The feeling is always mutual, baby. And I want to say a huge thank you to Brian Silly and of course Jonathan Nassarella for sending a lovely tip last week. Thank you both so much. Mwah!